for the very first time ever, welcome to my channel! How cool is that? I've always wanted to say that, and I'm not in 7th grade anymore, like sitting in front of my mirror, just pretending I have one. Introducing yourself is always a little bit awkward, but I feel weird saying, hi, welcome to my channel, and not telling you who I am and what my channel is going to be about. And the reason why I want to have a YouTube channel is because I've always watched YouTube. I've watched YouTube since I was in like 4th grade, watching people do their makeup, watching people go shopping, watching people work out, all those things, all the things that I'm interested in, and just hanging out with somebody through the screen. I get inspired by books and nature and old Victorian houses and other entrepreneurs and other women and other salon owners and hustlers and all those fun things. Anything that catches your eye or breathes soul into you and into the world. I love that. I'm inviting you into my daily life and to hang out with me and see what it's like to be a salon suite owner. And you know what? These days, short form content is just not the move for me. I have so much I want to say and share with everybody, but doing it on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok is just not enough for me. I talk so much, so I need an outlet. And I thought this would be so much fun to be able to bring you along with me in my daily life. I also wanted to have a place to be able to document all of my journey that I'm going to be doing with my salon. As of now, I've been doing men's hair exclusively for 8 years, and I've been in the industry for 10. And now I work for myself, and that includes doing all of my own marketing, all of my Instagram and Facebook and social medias. I run all of those. And I think that everything I have to offer will make for some interesting content. And I think that it could be inspiring for some of y'all, because I know that's how I've gotten my inspiration throughout the years. I've been so inspired by other creators, some of them being Garden Answer. I really like Sierra Schultze, so Sierra and Steven IRL. Also, one of my good friends, Kelly Lorraine Reed. She's got an Instagram. Actually, you're going to end up seeing her in the future as well. I think that this could be so inspiring for so many people. So if you enjoy any of those things that I've said, please come along with me. On the docket for tonight, I made an Instagram post on Sunday saying all the things that I would do this week, all the things that I'm committing to myself that I'm going to do this week to better myself mentally, spiritually, and physically. So on that list, 3 mini at-home workouts. I've already done 1. I also have to stretch 4 times. I've done that twice, but honestly, that just needs to become a daily habit. I finished my book, Dare to Lead by Brene Brown, so check mark on that. And then I also committed that I was going to start The Rose Codes by one of my favorite authors. So I started that this morning, and it's actually kind of late. I had work today. It's 9 o'clock at night tonight. So I'm going to work out and stretch. So I guess this is the start of it. Tomorrow is a work day for me, so I will be waking up early, making my coffee, and then getting myself ready, rushing off to the shop, and then I've got quite a few people tomorrow. So just follow us along. And then Sunday is going to be kind of a fun vlog because Kelly Lorraine Reed is going to be coming in and we're going to be doing some content. So that's kind of the sort of stuff that you're going to be getting. So she's going to be doing content for my Instagram and Facebook. So I'll be excited to see her. So you're just going to be kind of along for the ride if you choose to partake. Please feel free to stick around and share in my experiences with me. First things first, let's go work out.
guys, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I've already been at work for a few hours. I got here around 9, and then my first one no-showed me, so I had time to make an Instagram reel. And that was cool because if you remember me saying, I had it on my weekly list to do one silly Instagram reel this week. So I got that done and had time to edit it and throw it up on Instagram and Facebook. Here it is. Yes, yes, yes. And while I'm on my lunch break, I decided to watch some YouTube videos about how to be like a good vlogger. And my husband, actually, he's the one that's helping me with this whole project. He's behind the camera. He told me he doesn't like being in front of the camera. I tried to use him as my test subject the very first day that I was testing it out while he was outside doing his project. And he was so cute. But being in front of the camera is kind of awkward, and it is challenging. And he found this girl named Vanessa. She's a YouTuber. She's been vlogging, I guess, for a few years. I'm not really sure. This was the first video that I've seen of hers. But her video was how to start vlogging in 2025 and just gave some tips and tricks and what kind of equipment and stuff that she uses. And it was very helpful. I did find quite a few facts to take away from the video, and so I thought I'd share them. And it was super informative. I really enjoyed it. And one of the tips that she gave was that your videos, your vlogs don't have to be pre-planned. She was actually talking a lot about using ChatGPT, and you can either if you are going on a trip, type into ChatGPT what you're going to be doing on the trip and it'll give you a gist of the video, or you can do it afterwards and say, hey, these are all my clips. Can you give it a cohesive thought? And that kind of takes the pressure off of having to be like, oh, what is this video going to be about? What sort of things am I going to include? X, Y, and Z. And then she also reassured that it doesn't have to be like everybody else's, that there's all different ways to do it, whether you want to be a talking head like this, or if you just want to show clips of what you're doing and not do any actual talking on camera, that's one way to do it. And then you can do a voiceover or just music. So it doesn't have to be like everybody else's. You can just do your own thing. That's part of the fun of the vlogging and doing this sort of creative expression, because it is supposed to just be fun and easygoing and feel real and fit into your life. Another thing that she mentioned was that you can just allow yourself to talk. You can always edit it out, or worst case scenario, if you're rambling, you can always mute yourself and then do a voiceover or music on top of that. She also mentioned if you are going to be doing a voiceover of what you're doing or like your clips, to make sure that you mention to try not to narrate your clips. Don't say what you're doing in the clip because people are already going to be seeing what you're doing, but to talk about what it feels like to be in that experience. The example she gave was that she was out to lunch with her mom on a trip, and it was really cool for her because that was the first time that her and her mom had been back to that city, or that her mom had been back to that city in 20 years. So she talked about the experience and that fact while she was doing the voiceover, while you got to see them at lunch. So that was really helpful. And she also mentioned to watch your favorite vloggers and analyze almost how they're putting together their videos, because if you're already enjoying watching them and you're already enjoying the content that they're putting out, look at it with a different eye, with an editor's eye. And by looking at it with an editor's eye, that rolled into her other fact about always having 3 separate shots of what you're doing. So have a wide so they get an overall view of where you're at. Get a medium shot to where it's a little bit closer up so they feel kind of like they're hanging out with you and they're with you. And then get a more close up, more detailed experience of what you're doing. I thought all those tips were super helpful, and I'm excited to utilize them and start thinking of my shots in a different way. I'm already trying to do that, but it's just a different thought process for me. So it's fun getting to be a little bit more creative. It's kind of challenging. And now that I've done a practice vlog already, I feel like I've gotten a lot of my jitters out. This person's walking by and I'm just talking away. No issues. How cool is that? But I'll probably be checking out more of hers because she also had additional information about what equipment she was using. Right now, I'm using a gimbal, which is a stabilizer for your camera or your phone. My husband got that for me. I'm not techie like that, so I would have had no idea. So that's been really helpful. And that was a fun way to utilize my lunch break. I'll be excited to watch a few more of her videos and see how my videos progress. And then I'm going to go home and relax and chill out until tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be volunteering at the Bertram Nursing Home and Rehab Facility. I've been going to the Bertram Nursing Home to do complimentary haircuts now since Thanksgiving of last year, and it is June. So I try to go around all the holidays, and that keeps them on like an every month and a half, 2-month schedule. I went for Thanksgiving, and then I went for Christmas, Valentine's Day, Easter, and now I'm going for the 4th of July. It's just a reminder of how I can utilize my skills and my talents to help people. Honestly, the first time I went, they had been looking for somebody to do haircuts for them for a while. And some of those people hadn't had haircuts for at least 8 months, if not longer. There's not that many jobs where you get to make somebody feel better every time that they come in. So I try not to take that lightly, and I try to take it really seriously and make sure that I'm putting good energy and positive energies out there. Okay, so I'm going to finish out the day, and then I will see you later. Good morning. It is the next day. It's Friday. I'm getting ready to go to the nursing home and the rehab facility to do some complimentary haircuts for all of their residents today. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little tired today. We've been up so late because we're just so excited working on the project. Last night we were working on the monologue from the other day, and we were up until about 9 o'clock working on that. And the night before, the same thing. We're just so excited about our new project. And it's like the time is just flying by whenever we're working on it. We don't even realize, next thing we know, we look up and 3 hours has gone by because we've just been working away. But I'm running a little bit late this morning. I didn't grab a bag yesterday to grab all of my work supplies. So I'm running in the salon right now to grab all of my stuff. And then I'll be booking it over to a couple towns over because that's where the rehab facility is. And then it's go time. I'll be cutting hair until about 4:30 or so, I think. And then me and my mom and Elena, the activity director, are going to be going out to lunch. And I thought we were going to be going to a burger place, but actually we're going to be going to a place called Flanagan's. I'm not really sure what they have, but I've heard they have a good happy hour and some good snackies. And your girl loves some good snackies. I'm such a sucker for good drinks, good food, and a good ambiance. If you have those 3 things, you can get me to just about anywhere you want. Which is good because I could really use a nice reset. My body is really starting to feel it right now. But I'm off tomorrow, so I'm going to give everything I have today for the residents at the nursing home. All in all, it should be a pretty fun, productive, rewarding afternoon. So come along with me. Hello, we're back. What a rewarding day. But I'm not gonna lie, that was a lot. My body is feeling it, but I'm really, really glad I was able to make it out there. I mean, there's just nothing like giving back like that. Everybody was so thankful and so sweet to me about coming out there. And everybody went really over the top with expressing their gratitude, and that was so sweet and so unnecessary, but so welcome. I'm really glad that I was able to make it out there because they're in a small town, and small towns like that have a really hard time finding volunteers. And this time it was such a treat because there was a sweet lady that brought in one of her dogs. So she was saying how she fosters dogs from this animal shelter down the road that it's like an adoption center for older dogs. And she was saying that the older dogs have a hard time getting adopted because, they take more work, more time, more vet visits, things like that. But so she fosters. And then she was saying how she's coming up there a couple times a week to volunteer with the dogs. And it was such a sweet little Yorkie. It was so cute. And then there's also this cute little orange cat that lives there that's there every time. And it's so sweet. It's always outside. I don't know its name, but it's like a little guardian cat. And then I mentioned that we were supposed to be going to Flanagan's.
which I don't really know what I was expecting about Flanagan's, but turns out it's a vineyard out in Bertram, which was right across the street from the nursing home. One of the girls that was going out to dinner with us called and asked what the menu was, and they had to email it over to her because it's changing constantly. And it was things like a charcuterie board and a grilled cheese sandwich and like a Reuben or something, which was fine, but that's just not exactly the vibes that we were going for. But so we ended up going to one of our favorite Mexican food restaurants, Jardín Corona or something like that, but we just call it Jardines, which I wasn't disappointed by because Jardines has always been one of me and my mom's favorite spots to go to. We've gone there ever since I was a kid. There was like 2 restaurants in the town that I was growing up in, and that was one of them. And actually, it's kind of funny because my son used to go there. He used to eat like bowls of tomatoes. So we would ask the waitress to just bring like a bowl of cut up tomatoes. And she still asks about my son all the time. We didn't go to that location today. We went to the one that was closer to the facility where we were at, but it was a lot of fun. And that Mexican martini was totally needed. Hit the spot, let me tell you. And then when I got home, I saw my husband was working on his outside project. So he's been working on this one since last Saturday. So a week almost exactly. We have Bermuda grass in our yard, and the Bermuda grass is a super aggressive type of grass apparently, but it grew in over our mulch around our trees because they didn't have any sort of barrier put in whenever we initially moved in. We moved into a new build a couple of years ago, and so the grass grew over the mulch, and I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but then my husband has recently been getting into our lawn care, so he got on the Reddit page, and on Reddit it said that it's really bad for that to happen because the grass like suffocates the trees, and then it produces a secondary root system where the roots come up and try to like get through the grass to receive oxygen. So he removed all of the grass from around the tree in a nice little circle, and then cut out all of the secondary root system, exposed the primary root system, put down a weed protection barrier. Then he laid down the mulch, and then tonight he installed the barrier so that way the grass won't be growing back into it. Looks really good. And he also pulled out some dead plants that were up closer towards our house, which we might be turning into a proper flower bed anyways, but at this point we're not really sure. So he just decided to reseed, and they're coming up. They're so cute. There's so many of them. And to be honest, the Bermuda really probably would have grown into the little patches pretty quickly, but the Bermuda seed's not that expensive, and it germinated so quickly. And so that's really cool. And I heard a quote one time that planting is having faith in tomorrow, and I really loved that. This is the first time he's ever planted seeds and then watched them sprout like that. So that's been really, really fun. And that's going to be the end of this video. So thank you so much for sticking with me and checking out my very first ever vlog. And now I'm going to say what every single YouTuber ever always says. Don't forget to smash that like button, punch the subscribe button. Is that what they say? Either way, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Peace.